When you log into WebEOC, choose the demo position and the demo incident and click the OK button. Each of you should have been given that information. Feel free just to leave this additional information as is and click the OK button. On your control panel, there are a couple additional boards that we've added based on the users group meeting. First one is active users. If you click on active users, you can see the new version of the active users board that we discussed during the WebEOC users group. Take a look at it. You should see if there's more than one person, you'll see the additional people listed right there. The next board down is hospital files. Hospital files will be the new file board that is going to be set up specifically for hospitals to be able to add their own hospital files in there. And these files will be not incident specific. So think of this as the file library as it currently stands, but just for hospitals. They can create a new folder how they want to. All of them are private, meaning that only their position can see it. So if it was the name Alamance Regional Hospital, only Alamance Regional Hospital would have it there. They can go into the test folder, they can add a file, they can return to the file folder. Again, this is a place for them to share just their own files to make life a little bit easier. And again, we call them hospital files to rename the board to make it a little bit easier for everybody to understand. The next board down is called New Incident Files. It'll eventually just be called Incident Files, but right now for the demo it's called New Incident Files. And this one is again the board that we talked about that is specifically files that are tied to this incident. So you'll notice it says Incident Demo Incident right here. This could say Incident Hurricane Hugo, Incident Winter Storm 2015 January, Incident NDMS activation, whatever that might be. And again, they can then add their own incident-specific file folders. Everybody will have the ability to do this. So they can create a new folder. And again, just like our current file library, they have the ability to add a folder name and then mark it as either shared or private. Shared, anybody on the system can use it. Private, only their hospital can see it. So again, these are files that are specific to that incident because we do know that specifically OEMS, they'll publish a number of situation reports during an incident or specific guidance. I'm thinking about the Ebola incident. We had a lot of files that were specific to the Ebola incident, so we needed a board to be able to do that. That's what we're calling new incident files here. And then finally, the replacement for file library as it stands right now. If you notice under plugins, there's a board called new file library. Once we load it in, it'll actually just be called file library. And the way that this is set up is it gives us a lot more flexibility on the back end. So these are 3 folders that I just added in as test folders. We can identify by group who can see each folder. So the Triad Preparedness Coalition, we can lock it down to where only hospitals in the Triad region can actually access that folder. But notice on grant guidance and WebEOC help files, we can go in and say who's got the ability to do that. So maybe on grant guidance, maybe we're only going to give access to the RAC coordinator positions, or maybe you want everybody to be able to see it. The WebEOC help files, we would allow everybody to be able to see. But also, every time we open up a new folder, we have the ability to say, is it read-only, or is it are people able to edit it? So we could create actually 2 for each of the regions. Maybe the Triad Preparedness Coalition folder right here would be a folder for just the Triad staff to be able to put out documents that they manage. But then we could also create another folder for the Triad Preparedness Coalition that's more of a shared site that all of the hospitals would have access to be able to upload files into. Again, it's as simple as clicking the add file and giving it a label, browsing for that file, and then you can come in here and find whatever file that is. I've just got a text file, hit the save button here. The other nice part is you can give it tags, you can give it a summary, and so it really starts to be able to give you a little bit more details. The other nice thing is you can search for items, and we can also tag them. The last thing that we were really looking for is we can put subfolders. So under grant guidance, we can go in and we can actually put in a 2015 grant guidance folder and a 2016 grant guidance folder, and we can do the subfolders that we had talked about. So again, also on Advanced File Library, this is more going to be for incident independent files, meaning that the files that you see in here will be the same regardless of what incident you log into. So a lot of guidance documents, a lot of information really for OEMS and the racks to be able to put out to be able to make that process happen. So those are the couple of files or the additional boards that we talked about for file management. And finally, the last thing is under links, we have added the NC Smart link so that people can click there and have an immediate login to the NC Smart system. So just a couple of the options that we talked about at our users group meeting. I look forward to hearing your feedback. Thanks.